YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Long time no see. If you're watching this today, it comes out. It is January 22nd. It's my birthday. I turned 31. I'm officially UNC status. I've had a lot of time to think about what video I want to come back with my time away, just being burnt out from content creation. And I think I have one that's going to be pretty useful to you guys. And it's going to be how to get your drops to have that crunch, that that impact, you know?
More passion, more energy, more energy.
So I'm going to show you guys how we make something sound super fat. And that is going to be an upcoming track called Mind Flare. Should be out shortly. But if you're watching this today, also just dropped our Bone Breakers flip. And as I mean me and Stankface. So you can go stream that on SoundCloud, go grab a free download, do your thing. It's dubstep, it's heavy. I'll probably make a breakdown on it here soon. And one final thing, we'll get the housekeeping out of the way. I'm back on Patreon. I've been posting a lot this month. There's already been a tutorial. We've got a flip. We got a sample pack. You're going to have a project file. And February 1st, we already have another sample pack coming out. And then Roid Rage, my huge sample pack with project files in it, volume 2 is going to be coming out in the near future. So I'll keep you posted on that. We're done with housekeeping. Let's get into it. The biggest thing about building this crunch correlation in your drops, distortion, compression, EQing, and leveling it. It sounds pretty simple, but being able to execute it is very important. For example, we have two main things, and you'll see I've been doing this more recently as certain things I want to distort together is what I call subs plus mids. For example, I'm going to turn off all the post-processing. So it sounds, my sub bass sounds like this. Might need headphones to hear it, but drop. It's got a lot of nice grit. This is just from my sub Serum rack. You see here, I have it frozen, getting rid of some of the high end and then pro queuing some of the mud out rack on Patreon as well. But that's also, it has a little bit of attack, you can see. Womp. And that is just by itself. Next, we have our wall of chugs, is what I'm calling it. Now, these have a little bit of post-processing in them for the layers, but they sound like this without the sub. And they have good tone. You'll see that my sub took around 200, so I cut out pretty well to almost 200. So whenever we combine them together, there is no mud there, right? What do we need to do? Well, first of all, if we just combine them together, right, we get still a pretty decent hit. What I like to do is distort my mids together. Saturator is just a type of distortion, a lot of drive. The fuzz, I really wanted out of that. Fresh air, a decent amount of mid noise. EQ, saturator distorting it, compressing it back down, adding a little bit of space using combs. That's why stereo is on, and it made it sound kind of cool. EQ once again, saturating it up, EQ again, and then making it fit and pitch. So without any of it, with it. You see it's kind of toned down a little bit, but that's okay. That's what we wanted. So all together. Next, the biggest thing here is distorting your sub with your mids. This is the most important part, is how you distort your sub and your mids together without blowing out your track, right? Because you don't want it to sound like right? That's like too blown out. And we kind of want them to be level here. And you see me pulling up span, because you guys know I love span, but kind of where it's sitting. We want them roughly to be there. Usually the high end around 2K is going to go a little bit higher past your sub peak, but you can kind of just hear it naturally. So what are we doing on top of all the post-processing we did here? Now we're adding the sub in, and what we're doing is decapitator, and this is actually insanely aggressive. It's fully mixed and the drive is up. I think that's the only thing we have. So we're just driving a little bit on 100% mix. It gets muddy. So if we just go through and let's go without the decapitator. Already that's adding that crunch back in. You see, I want to make room for my drums here, and I'm boosting the mids a little bit. Very subtle. After this, we have just shifter. Don't worry about that. This is, once again, nothing you really have to worry about. That's more just like certain parts of the track. Disperser. Now that blown out stuff is with this. Now this isn't a specific like frequency. I just moved it till it sounded good. It works with this bass tone. You kind of figure it out. But it just, you can hear it's targeting that frequency range, but it makes it all pass through. And it just adds a lot of nice fuzz. Throw, obviously. There you go, you can hear it. And clipping it. Clipping it also, low-key, I don't think I'm driving it. I am driving it. So I'm actually distorting the reverb a little bit as well. And all this together is going to get you a really crunchy style bass here. And that's like a little... And yeah, I'm even washing out my sub. It works in context. Now, another thing that really does help with this is this sustain that I made. This is going to be in the Radio Age Volume 2, by the way. It's kind of just noise, right? And it really just peaks up here. And if you want to do this, you can literally just take like 2 sine waves in Serum, and then you need to add like a phase distortion and turn down the phase. That's how you make a noise bass. It's very popular, like tear out. But like this adds a lot to fill the space. So once again, we'll play just the mids right here. And then we add the sustain. And it just kind of helps fill the space, and you can do it different ways. Create different rhythms. This works really well on drop 2 as well, because there's a bass I made. But when you distort it with the sub, that mid tone that you are getting out of the sub distortion, it just sounds really good, like all together. It just sounds really good, even in a legato scenario. Like, it really just helps to store everything together. So if you don't have decapitator, you can do this with saturator. You can do it with any type of saturation you want. Disperser is a little harder, but it's not necessary. But definitely, I would try for you guys is to distort and process your basses how you want them. This helps make all these individual lanes, which I'll show you if we turn this all off real quick. All right, so we have all those layers, and then here as well, even though these aren't being distorted. But when we add this together, right? I want them to be kind of compressed. And yeah, they're peaking really loud. 7 dB. Doesn't matter? No, sounds good. That's what matters. Use your ears. You'll get good results. And then yeah, you further distort even more. Tape stop, by the way. But yeah, that's going to be it for today, guys. If you guys have any tutorials you want to see, let me know, as I'm starting to get back and creating all this stuff. And yeah, give this a try. And if you have any questions on how to do it, just hit me up. Anyways, that'll be it. See ya.